Hello, Gemini. Welcome to Creators on the Crest. I'm Stephanie. Right over here, I have Blazer the Morky. He may come up later for a visit, but we are here with your March monthly reading. I'm going to start off with your overall energies. We're pulling this amazing Celtic cross spread, which I love to do for the monthlies. Keeping in mind, these are general readings, so only take what resonates and leave the rest. Be sure to check out your sun sign, moon sign, rising sign, and north node sign readings for additional context and texture. They really help paint the full picture of what your energies might be for the month. And then if you're interested in a more personalized experience, I have all the links in the description below. But we are going to get into your energies today, Gemini. We are also celebrating Pisces season, hence the little fishing cap here with the fish on it. Happy birthday to all our Pisces brothers and sisters. Okay, let's start off with an oracle card from the Angel Dreams. You're talking pretty strongly here. And one from the Cecil Journeys Oracle as well. This one popped right up and out. All right, Gemini, very clear, letting me know right away. Sneak my glasses on here and we'll get into it. All right. So your overall energy says the new or the waxing moon, so like a waxing crescent moon, and it says conception, inner self, and expansion. Conception, inner self, and expansion, which that's a lot. Conception, inner self, and expansion. Pregnancy may be on the page for some of you or around you, but pregnancy and fertility can also be for ideas and creativity coming through. You also got clear. May you see things as they are. So this would be a little indicator that maybe there's something that you're looking at and you want it to be a certain way and you're looking at it through those rose-colored glasses instead of seeing something or someone as they truly are. Okay, so there's going to be some sort of clarity and peace that comes with that clarity when you look at things for how they truly are. Okay, a little bit more of that earth sign kind of thing coming in for you. So there could be an earth sign around you that's been talking to you about something that is very practical, the proof driven kind of information. All right, let's see what this is all about. In your current energies, you have the 10 of Wands crossed with the Tower. Some of you have gone to literally the edge of a cliff with how hard you've worked on something or how much time something has taken for you. Things have felt really heavy to the point where you're just in the place of like, burn it all down, break it all down, burn it all down. Some of you may be at the end of your rope, so to speak, where you want to start over with something. Maybe that's where the conception comes in of conceiving a new idea. Some of you may be at the end of your rope with trying to get pregnant or something like that. Right? Since we're dealing with that creativity and that fertility, the end of your rope with trying to get your business rolling or something along those lines could be as well. And there's just this energy of like, just give up, just burn it all to the ground, just let go and just let it all crumble. Who cares? Just kind of that energy. And that's challenging energy to be in, right? Could be with a relationship. Definitely something where you've been carrying the burden or the expectation of something, maybe even the false expectation of something or someone with that clear card coming up. And it's time to let that go, perhaps. In your needed focus, you got the Queen of Wands, fiery energy coming up for you. This is a more commanding presence. I believe, Gemini, you're being encouraged to take a more commanding stance in your life, not necessarily with having to speak or say something in particular. This has to do with your presence. This has to do with the space that you take up. This has to do with how passionate you are about something. There's also an eagle and a female lion in this card. So we've got clarity, we've got strength, right? The eagle eye, the eagle is one of the best hunters of the birds out there, of the predatory birds, right? And so it uses that eagle eye vision to help it see little movements on the ground. And I feel like that's what you might be looking for, is that level of clarity. There's also this element with the female lion of being strong, though, and coming into kind of that huntress energy. I'm getting huntress energy for you, Gemini, or hunter if you're a man. Hunter or huntress energy, very interesting. In the position of the past, you get the sun. Something that perhaps once made you joyful and happy no longer does, or it's something you're leaving behind. It feels very much like something like, it used to make me happy to eat out all the time, but now I know for my own health it's better and it makes me happy to cook for myself. Or it may have been okay for me to drink in the past, but that doesn't bring me the joy I thought it did. This could have to do with what you haven't been seeing clearly. I thought this person was going to be my forever person. I thought they were going to make me happy. I thought they were going to take care of me. I thought I would always feel good with this person. And now it doesn't feel good. Or I thought that my business would take off, or I'd get monetized on YouTube, or whatever the thing is, right? There's a bit of naivety in here. There's a bit of, it's that line between hopefulness and tenacity versus expectation and chasing the false. There's kind of those energies that are up against each other, and it's a really fine line there that you're working on. Now, in your future position, you get the Temperance card. That's Sagittarius energy. This may be, for some of you, this is a rebuild of something, a redesign of something. You may take something back down to ground level and build it back up again. That could be the case for some of you. For some of you, you could transform a relationship, even if that means exiting the relationship, and build yourself back up again, where you can focus on more on your goals, your gifts, talents, and abilities. So that's coming up in the future, this Sagittarius energy, this goals, the things you've been visualizing. Or maybe it's just this shift where you go from seeing things as you want them to be to seeing them as they are, and then getting in a comfortable space with that. In your place of embodied empowerment, you get the King of Swords. Now, this is another commanding energy. I'm getting a lot of commanding energy coming from you this time, Gemini, like really stepping into yourself. The King of Swords is someone who has a lot of clarity, has a lot of confidence, and is not afraid to show up in that energy. And they know what they know, and they are able to put words to that, okay? And so that's the kind of energy that makes you feel most empowered and makes you feel the best. All right, so showing up with commanding presence. In the energy of support and allies, you get the World. This is letting you know and indicating to you that a cycle is ending and a more peaceful experience is beginning. When you see things as they truly are, you begin to enter into this place of acceptance, and then you can do the expansion that waxing moon card was talking about. But first we have to accept that the moon is dark, that I can't see very well outside, right? And then when some more light begins reflecting off the moon, it's expanding. It's the same thing with your internal world here. And so a more peaceful experience is emerging as an old cycle closes. Excuse me, one second. I'll try to say that again without burping this time. As a new cycle begins, right? So a new cycle emerges, an old one is closing out. And this new cycle seems more peaceful to me for you. In your environment, you have the Knight of Wands. You may have someone around you that has been the one who has taken the lead. It has been the one who has kind of led the way. And maybe that has translated into your relationship to your career, your business, what you want to do. The Knights are very eager. They're very active. They are go-getters. And it feels like to me in your environment, the focus has always been on someone else doing that, not necessarily on you going and out and getting what you want. Or maybe you just have a different way of going about it, right? You might just have a different way of things. This could also indicate with you, your needed focus on the Queen and your environment is the Knight. That could be you focusing on someone else. That could be you focusing on things as you want them to be in the current situation. I'm not talking about manifesting here. Manifesting is fine, and like future visioning with like epigenetics and seeing yourself in beautiful health and doing what you love and all of that. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about what is actually going on in your everyday environment and seeing it really clearly. You may have been focused too much on this other person, or they're taking up too much of the attention for some reason. Now, if it's like a kid or a teenager, of course, we're their stewards. They're going to take up that space. This feels more like another adult energy to me. This could be someone in your workplace, somebody that is younger than you, that all of a sudden they're getting some accolades or attention and it's making you feel a certain way. In your hopes and fears, you got the unknown card. Check this out. I love this card. When you're in the middle of accepting and seeing, accepting and moving on from the way things are into no matter how things look, you're manifesting the future you want. When you're in that process, it's a little hard to nail down how things are going to go and how it's going to turn out. But it's through your presence that I'm sensing that the outcome is also looking very good. Look how much royalty you have. The Queen of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands. We've got a lot of royalty showing up here. And when we're talking about those types of cards, we're talking about really being in these active, involved spaces. This isn't early on in a cycle. Yes, there is something ending and something more peaceful is coming through, but I think that has to do with letting go of the rose-colored glasses stuff. The way you thought things would be versus the way they really are. Okay? And I've just gone through a very similar thing. I'm still going through it of like, by this time in my entrepreneurship, I thought things would be a certain way. And I've really had to get real with myself and look at how things truly are and really honor my process from the place of where I'm truly at and not from where I thought I would be. So some of you are leaving that behind. But that's where your power is. That Queen of Cups will carry you into the future, the potential outcome here with love, with following your heart, with being able to apply your heart to the circumstance and apply your heart to yourself as well. For the Ten of Wands in your current experience, so the energies you're currently experiencing, that burden kind of feeling, you got the High Priestess and the Page of Pentacles. I think this is about working much more in alignment with your intuition and much less with what you think should happen next because you've been told that from something outside of yourself. The High Priestess shows up and says, whoa, this is your journey. This is about you, Gemini. This is not about people outside of yourself or what all the YouTube creators are saying you need to do to be successful or what all the Instagram gurus are saying or all the coaches. This is about you first and foremost, honoring your intuition from a place of clarity and curiosity, not necessarily the way you want things to be, right? And so that delineation between that is what you're really going to be working on in the month of March. Let's look at this Tower, let's burn it all to the ground, start it all over. A clean slate can sometimes be a good thing, but sometimes not really the best thing. You get the Eight of Swords and the Six of Pentacles. Some of you are invested in this idea of maybe I should just start over. Maybe I should just go a completely different direction. But you're very mixed about this. You have a lot of mixed emotions about this. You're not sure if you switch directions, if that's going to bring you the balance and the exchange and the acknowledgement of your efforts you're looking for. You feel like it could be a setback. And this is really challenging you right now. I think where you're going to have to go with this is, where is your heart calling you? Where is your heart calling you? And can you get curious about that? Where is your intuition pulling you? And can you get curious about that? You may or may not have to start all over. This could be a pivot for some of you. But there's this tendency in your energy to just be like, burn it all, I'm done, I'm so done, you know. Let's look at this Queen of Wands, Gemini. It's powerful energy. So here you are, needed focus, command presence. First of all, within yourself, you get the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Swords. These are the reasons why you haven't been able to command the presence before now. There have been some energies of betrayal that I think it actually feels to me like you have worked through these issues. It feels like betrayal and abandonment by someone you cared about. Could go back to childhood or could be a relationship. And that has taken so much of your energy to work on. I think you have worked on it a lot. And I think what's happening is there's a new you rising out of that. And pretty soon that new you, that Queen of Wands or King of Wands, let's just say if you're a man, that presence is going to override the need to stay small. Because you've already healed quite a bit of that. You've done a good job there. You can command presence and still be healing. And that's what the universe is asking you to focus on. So it's accepting yourself as, I can have a commanding, strong presence and a confidence in what I'm doing and what I'm sharing with the world. And that does not have to be in conflict with my healing. Wow. That's huge. That gives me all the warm fuzzies. That is really good work and effort on your part. Geminis are so damn smart sometimes. And I mean holistically speaking. My Mercury's in Gemini, so I get to claim it on that, right? Let's look at this Sun. The most joyful card, the happiest card in the deck. It's in your past energy. Something you thought was going to make you happy. Something that once maybe did make you happy and bring you joy. You got the Two of Swords and the Ace of Cups. A lot of you did not want to move on from this energy of what you thought made you happy because you're worried that you weren't going to find it again. Or you're worried that in order to find it, you have to give too much of yourself. And these are the fears that you're leaving behind. You're leaving behind the fear that you cannot create a happy, abundant, joyful life for yourself and with the other people that you interact or in relationship with. And that, I feel, also is aligned with this confidence. And I think it's a good thing you're leaving that behind. Or this is the energy of what you thought would make you happy. You realized it didn't, like it didn't make your heart happy. And or you weren't able to embody it or have it in your life and keep your cup full at the same time because of some sort of imbalance or some sort of misfire there. Okay? But that's what's behind. We're leaving that in the past. Let's look ahead to this Temperance card. The Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, you are really ready to receive something new. I think for some of you, and this came up in Pisces energy too, and it's Pisces season. Did I say happy birthday to all our Pisces brothers and sisters and tell you that's the reason I'm wearing a fish hat today? If not, I do so many of these readings, but happy birthday to our Pisces brothers and sisters. We're celebrating them for the month of March. If you are always going after something and you don't balance it out with the more peaceful times of allowing yourself to receive, that's going to be at odds, right? And so there's going to be these moments, these times where you're really active and you're moving forward. There's going to be these other times where you step into a more receptive energy. Another queen here. So you've got Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. Haven't seen the Queen of Swords, but we've got the King of Swords. I mean, this is looking good for you. This is energy of stability. It's energy of possibly money offer, a job offer, an offer of money or resources coming in. That's what you're working to manifest. But since it's in the future position, I think it's something that you've wished for, that you've worked on envisioning, and it's going to be coming in the month of March, some sort of communication or knowledge of that. For the King of Swords, you get the Hermit and the Sun. Yeah, so this has a lot to do, Gemini, with your clarity that true joy and happiness comes from within you. And it may have taken you quite a bit of inner work to recognize this. There may have been some previous outlooks on looking to that, to gain that from someone else. But really it was inside you all along. And that King of Swords is saying, now I'm clear on this. Now I see my joy and my happiness is in my own hands. Or some of you have been in situations in the past where you were under some sort of control or some sort of pressure or some sort of forced situation, or it felt like that. And now you're realizing the true power lies within. You may want to spend a little more time being a bit more internal about this right now with that Hermit showing up there. And that's fine, because this is your place of empowerment. You feel like you're really in your body with this when you spend that time to do that. For the World card in your support and allies, you get the Magician and the Page of Cups. There are energies around you, Gemini, that are really supporting you. I feel like you kind of have this squad of like cheerleaders, or like kind of like spiritual or soul level cheerleaders on your side. No one in particular is like standing up and saying, oh, I want to tell about me. They're more like focused on you, which is really nice. That's when I know the energies are genuine, that I'm picking up from the universe here. But very supportive of you in you recognizing the gift of your own magic. This is the message that they want you to know, is that you offer the gift of your magic to the world. When you do that from a place of what you think the world wants, it doesn't work. When you do it from the place of what your heart tells you is important, it does. And there is some sort of connection to you figuring out your happiness lies within as well. There's like an uptick in that realization and an uptick in recognizing your own magic, and that comes from your heart. And when you allow that, it's a more peaceful experience for you, all in all. Let's look at this Knight of Wands in your environment here. The Ace of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Remember I said this Knight of Wands was feeling like someone around you, or someone at work, or possibly someone that the focus had been on. I think they're going to take up their own wand, and this is going to make it a little easier on you to work on what you need to work on. So if there has been some sort of focus of like, so-and-so's always taking the action and I'm just going to let them keep doing all the things, it feels to me like they've got the wand there, and that's fine. They may be trying to pass the wand to you. For some of you, this is someone giving you credit for something, for the work that you've done or what you taught them. You may have taught somebody something. This could be getting a really good review from somebody for your business. Yeah, this looks nice. I mean, I think this is wrapped up to you seeing more clearly the way things are. This person can be embodied and take up space and be in their commanding energy, and so can you. I think before it's been a trade-off. Now it feels like everybody's got the wands in their hand. Like everybody has their wand and it's good, and you can all create your magic and do your work now. It could have been like a work situation where someone that maybe felt like competitive with you got moved on to a different department or something like that. It just seems like things got balanced out somehow here. Let's look at this fascinating unknown card that you got here in your hopes and dreams. You get the Justice card and the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is also what you have in the potential outcome. So dang, that's looking pretty good. You don't even have to know specifically how every little thing is going to shake out here. You've got the Justice card. That's everything's going to come into balance for you. Your job is to keep working on your healing, but step into a more commanding presence. Take up the sword yourself. Know that you can display this beautiful balanced energy. And the Justice card, she does remind me of the Queen of Swords a lot. That was the queen I was kind of waiting for. But I don't think she's the spotlight. It's that Queen of Cups, because you're supposed to follow your heart here. It's like that inner feeling, that calling. Some of you also may feel like warming sensations in your heart when you're onto something. You get like a sensation or a vibration or a buzz in your heart, like literally you do. Let's look at the Queen of Cups and the potential outcome. The Knight of Cups and the Chariot. I mean, Gemini, this looks amazing to me. I don't think it's been super great for you. I think you've gone through some hard stuff here, but you're also giving me the sense that you have moved through quite a bit of healing. And you have learned to turn your heart to yourself. You've learned to move in the direction of your heart. There's Cancerian energy showing up here as well. Nurturing yourself, nurturing your gifts, talents, and abilities, and making moves in that way. So you've got the water element there with the cups, and then you have this commanding fire presence here of the Queen of Wands. And that is what's going to bring you where you want to be. You're really stepping into something here quite powerful. Just remember, it doesn't have to look like other people's journeys. You know, it doesn't have to be just like that. Let yourself have your very own journey here. And to close off your reading, I've pulled a card from the Whispers of the Ocean Oracle. You got number 45, leaping through the air. A plan you have made is on track. Well, there's the validation you were looking for. If you're waiting for something, you can get to work and stop putting off any ideas or projects you are considering. So as you pivot into this commanding presence and your heart is calling you to the action, go ahead and go with it. This is Fool energy. This is carefree, boundless, limitless. It's a really good vibe. And there's these cute flying fish. Pisces season is going to be great for you to do that because we're getting closer and closer also to your season, right? So I feel like this is a leaping point where this is like a platform and you're going to start leaping now. Maybe by the time your season rolls around is when things are really going to be hopping. Keep that in mind. That's only a couple months away. Gemini, thank you so much for joining this reading today. It was my pleasure to do it, and I look forward to seeing you next time.